Hey everybody, this is the second episode of the McKinney Brothers podcast, and we're going to talk about NFL on here, and we're going to review week 2 for you, and then we're going to go straight into week 3 predictions. But the first thing we are definitely going to talk about is Tua and his concussion. This is the third major concussion that Tua has gotten, and it is scary. Clearly, everyone is worried about him. There's professionals saying that he needs to retire. Personally, I think he needs to retire.
Everyone thinks he needs to retire.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on Tua? What do you think he should do?
I mean, he seems like he definitely wants to play more years, like any quarterback. I mean, he's still so young and he has so much talent. But if he's that injured reserve, I say he needs to take a break. He needs to sit on the bench for a while at least and try to figure out some things. So
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I do think it's interesting though.
Yeah, we had a lot of big upsets in week 2. A lot.
Yeah.
Saints being one of the biggest ones. I don't think anybody saw the Saints being this good of a team. Some people are saying that they are the best team in the NFL, which honestly, through 2 weeks, they definitely are. Going forward, I don't think so.
Some people are even saying they're Super Bowl contenders, which I think is a little bit of a stretch, but they're showing everyone something.
The playoffs are looking good for them. I mean, their offense looks amazing. New offensive coordinator, and that seems to be doing the trick. Like, they just seem unbeatable at the moment, and it's very scary as a Falcons fan. It's definitely one game that I don't think is a guaranteed win anymore.
Definitely.
But speaking of the NFC South, they seem to be like the best division in football right
I
now.
think they could be potentially the new, Bengals division.
Through 2 weeks, they seem to be the best team in the NFL. No AFC North anymore.
Yeah.
NFC South is the best team in football, in my opinion.
Currently.
Falcons coming off a great win against the Eagles on Monday Night Football, which I believe
that was another good game.
Was the best comeback I've ever witnessed with my own eyes. I basically gave up on the Falcons with like 2 minutes left in the game, and then watching the game, Kirk Cousins drives down the field like a man. It was an MVP drive.
We talked about last episode. We said if Kirk Cousins can figure it out, he can easily become one of the scariest NFL teams. And wow, we predicted it. So that's insane.
The Falcons are finally performing to their potential. It was a scuffed game. It was a little shaky. But I still believe the Falcons have a lot of momentum that they're going to carry throughout the season, a lot of positives to reflect on. And the NFC South is going to be a fun race to see. Baker and Derek Carr looking like MVP candidates going on to the season. And that's something I would have never expected. But certainly they are surprising everyone. And they have the stats to back it up. So, NFC South is going to be a fun one.
Yeah. You want me to pick the next category?
Yeah, what do you got?
I say we talk about the 2-0 teams, and that also goes with the Saints and the Bucks we just talked about. But I think we should talk about if these teams are worthy to be 2-0, specifically, like the Chiefs. Do you think they deserve to be 2-0?
100%.
I don't know.
I think they're the most deserving of 2-0.
I think, they've obviously played the hardest teams going to Ravens to Bengals. And I think the games were a little unfair, but I think they definitely still deserve to be 2-0. They've definitely proved it. Also, they've won the hardest schedules, so they're starting off strong.
Both of their wins coming on last play of the game decision. Certainly not the way they drew it up, but the Chiefs are the best at winning, and that is the most important aspect that comes to football. And they're good at it. They're good at winning. So I don't necessarily think that they got the win gifted to them on a silver platter, but they're just good at winning, and I don't want to hear all these like people saying that it's refs versus Chiefs or Chiefs versus or I guess other way around, refs versus Bengals, refs versus Ravens. Like, no, the Chiefs did win the game. It doesn't just that one play does not determine it. But yeah, the Chiefs are looking like the best 2-0 team. The Chargers, on the other hand, they're looking good in the AFC West.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to last long as an undefeated team, but they've certainly shown that they can win, which is important. A big win over the Panthers in week 2, something that we all expected.
Yeah, a lot of breakout players, which was nice to see, like Quentin Johnson. Then
Yeah.
again, it's Panthers defense, so it's not it's
Yeah.
nothing too impressive.
It's just a scrimmage at this point. Panthers look terrible. They benched Bryce Young going into week 3.
Yeah, do you think that would help them or like?
That's definitely going to help
Cleveland?
them. That's definitely going to help them. Bryce
I
Young
don't
is.
know.
Andy Dalton's got a lot of experience, and I believe that he can bring stuff to the table.
Yeah, I think Panthers are definitely on pace to go 0-17. Maybe they'll get a lucky win at the end of the season if some team like puts up their backups.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're fighting a losing battle right now. So.
Well, we talked about the 2-0 teams. Notable 0-2 teams are Ravens, Bengals, and Rams.
I want to talk about the Ravens real quick.
Okay.
And and they obviously, I looked at their schedule. I think they have the hardest schedule. They're in the hardest division. They got the hardest teams, and I think there's a chance the Ravens miss the playoffs.
It's looking like it at this point.
And that 0-2, that doesn't show me anything right now. But like even the easy win against the Raiders, that's a big loss for them. That's a big loss.
I agree. With Ravens and Bengals going 0-2, which seem to be the best teams in the AFC North.
With Steelers leading the division.
Steelers
somehow.
leading the pack. I don't know what's going on with them right now, but I still believe the Ravens and Bengals will both make the playoffs. Now Rams, on the other hand, look like a crap show. Like, it's not looking good at all. Puka and Cooper Kupp are both injured, and Matt Stafford is just crying for help at this point. I don't think the Rams are going to win many games this year.
He was getting hit a lot. I was hoping that one of those hits he wouldn't stay on the ground. That would be scary because Rams, if they lose now their quarterback at this point, they're not going to be doing good.
And the entire AFC South is 0-2. Colts, Jags, and Titans. A little surprising with the Colts and Jags. I thought they could have won at least one going through week 2.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson certainly looks like a great quarterback, just not executing to get the job done. Now, Trevor Lawrence is looking like one of the worst QBs in the league. I believe I saw a stat of him like having a 26% bad throw rate or something, which is like bottom 3
he
among
seems to get
QBs.
worse and worse every year. He was definitely overhyped, I guess, but he seems to be losing it seems.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Speaking of not looking good, the 49ers.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about.
49ers, another bad loss for a really good team.
It's a mixture of the 49ers not doing good and the Vikings being hot right now. And I know the Vikings-49ers game, it was at Vikings home, and they're loud, so I think they definitely got a little home field advantage there.
Definitely, but the 49ers still look terrible. Jordan Mason looks amazing. I mean, he's definitely fulfilling.
Yeah, I think I know what is defeating them right now. Obviously, Deebo Samuel got injured. That was not good. But Brandon Ayuk not showing up to those practices seems to not be working out for him.
Yeah, he hasn't been getting the ball that much, which is kind of scary.
But even when he gets the ball, he drops it.
For a team with such high talent, they're not exactly executing. Now, Brock Purdy is leading the NFL in passing yards, but I don't think that really means much. They are running the ball.
I thought it was Geno Smith that's leading.
Nope, Brock Purdy is leading the NFL in passing yards.
Was it like 500?
555.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But, yeah, I mean, the 49ers, bad loss, but I think they shake off and hopefully get everything together, defense a little bit stronger. That's kind of all we got on recap of week 2. Do you want to go into picks for week 3, or you got something else to add?
Yeah, I kind of just listed injuries. Puka, A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, Jordan Love. Obviously, I'm still can't
Which
get over
I
that.
did see something that he might come back this week.
Yeah, actually, they released he's walking now. I have no idea how he pulled it off.
The fact that he
Some
just like
black
popped
magic
out
or
of place,
something.
I don't know how.
He's walking, so Jordan Love might
Crazy.
come back in like a couple of weeks.
Crazy recovery.
Yeah, it's insane. But I have a lot of hot takes. Actually, I'm not even hot takes. It's the truth. All
Okay.
mine are the truth. I don't even stretch it that hard.
For the picks?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and go into the last segment. We picks for week 3. Tonight, we got Jets versus Pats.
Yeah.
And the Pats, obviously, are undefeated.
Cooking. No.
Or they are 1-1. Yeah, they did have a loss to the Seahawks.
Which is also a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, before we hop into it, I had one more thing. Seahawks are the most overrated 2-0 team ever. I have no idea how people think they deserve to be 2-0. You played the Pats, who I know they beat the Bengals, but they didn't even look that good that game. They were struggling. It was, but Pats are good. They're doing good. You know.
If you paid attention to my picks or record predictions, I had Seahawks going 2-15, which means I have to they have to lose the rest of the games, which is not going to happen, by the way. But moving on,
it's gonna be like that. You know,
Jets versus Pats tonight. Pats look good. Jets are too good for the Pats, though. I think the Jets win, but the Pats are gonna show up defensively. I think they're gonna get.
Yeah,
they're gonna slow down Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't write a score prediction, but definitely Jets. It's gonna be a close game. I don't think the Pats will lose by 10 or more points. I think it'll be like a touchdown or a couple of field goals.
Yeah, I think it'll be really close.
Like
sub 10 easily.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, going on to Sunday, 1:00. We got Steelers versus Chargers. I have the Steelers. It is at Pittsburgh, which I think plays a big role in this, but that is going to be a great display of both of the defenses because that is two top 10 defenses in my opinion.
They've been rated the best defenses.
Yeah, so far TJ Watt is an animal. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack are looking
Joe Holt's
amazing.
Looking a little cookie, but I have the Chargers on that, and I'm gonna be honest. I try to be least biased as I can, and I know people are saying we haven't had a true competition yet. The Raiders literally beat the Ravens. Open your eyes, which I know that's not a big of a deal, but I also do think this will be a close game, and
I agree. Yeah.
I think it's seriously a 50-50, but my biasness had to kick in and take the Chargers on it. So
yeah, well,
yeah, I like that though.
Next, we got the undefeated matchup of the Texans and the Vikings. Now, which is the better of the two? Obviously, it is the Texans.
I forgot there's two then. Because Chargers and Steelers are undefeated. That's insane.
Yeah. So, I think the Texans will win this game, but again, I think it's going to be a good matchup because the Vikings look really hot.
I almost said Vikings. I did go Texans too, but the Vikings are so hot, but I think this is where their streak ends. I think they're going to stop them and they're going to put them in their place.
Next, arguably the best game on the slate, Saints versus Eagles. This is at Saints.
Easiest decision in my life.
I have the Saints beating the Eagles.
Saints.
They're just so hot.
And with A.J. Brown injured, Saints to the Super Bowl. I said it. Let's go, Saints.
They look scary. Next, Bucks versus Broncos. Broncos haven't shown any sign of life yet, so I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah, it's safe to go with the Bucks. They're also just so hot right now. It's dumb not to say them personally.
Now, next we got the Packers and the Titans. Jordan Love possibly coming back might actually lower their chances of winning this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I say he takes a rest.
If Jordan Love plays in this game, the Packers are going to throw the ball more. And I think that's going to ultimately lead to him getting banged up and maybe injured again. But if they play Malik Willis, then the Packers are going to run the crap out of the ball. Josh Jacobs getting 30-plus rushes last week, and they dominated that game.
Just saying, if you're betting on sports and Malik Willis is playing, might be a safe bet for getting the overall rushing
I definitely think the Packers win this game, but it's going to be shaky if they play Jordan Love, in my opinion.
This is what I said on my hot takes. I have the Titans. Are they 0-2? I forget.
Yeah, they're definitely
They're 0-2, and they're not playing bad. Who'd they play? Holy crap. I gotta
Jets.
think. Jets, they played good against the Jets, too.
They did, yeah. Jets barely won that game.
I think Titans will have a breakthrough game, and it's not because I think the Packers are gonna lose because of Jordan Love. It's just I think if he was healthy, I think I have the Titans on this. I think
I don't hate that pick. Like I said, I mean, I think they might lose the game if they play Jordan Love. Next, Browns and Giants. I think the Browns win this game.
Got Giants.
You have the Giants.
Giants. I know it's for the Jets, but still. Another New York team. Let's go.
And I think the Browns win that game. They haven't looked too good, and Giants are just an easy opponent that I think they're going to run through. Wrapping up the 1 o'clock, Colts and Bears. I think this is going to be a great game. Anthony Richardson, 0-2. He's a little feisty now. He might actually, want to play for something. He's going to be slinging the ball.
Who'd you say you got?
I think the Colts are going to win this game.
I got Colts too.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Richardson, I'll go and say the rushing quarterbacks, they obviously dominate the NFL. Jaden Daniels already picked it up so quick, and he's also a rushing quarterback. So I think they will single-handedly carry the NFL in the future too.
Definitely. So. Starting in the late time, 4 o'clock, Raiders and Panthers. I think this is going to be a blowout. Raiders might put up 70 like they did against the Chargers last year. Raiders look really good. A lot of offensive weapons.
Don't say that again, but I do agree. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a blowout. Panthers look terrible.
Yeah. I think Panthers will honestly do worse. Raiders, they're a good team. I'll be honest. I could see them losing to the Panthers, but then in another scenario, I could see them beating the Chiefs. It's so weird with the Raiders. They're seriously a curveball. They can be a good team or a bad team. No in between. They're just. It's almost that's almost a bad thing because they're inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dolphins and Seahawks. We don't even know who the Dolphins QB is going to be. They signed Tyrod Taylor. They have Skylar Thompson. I do have the Dolphins winning this game, but I just simply think that's because they're going to slow down the Seahawks offense, and if they just feed the ball to Achane, they're going to win the game because that's all they did against the Bills, and they did really well when they gave the ball to Achane. So I think the Dolphins squeaked this one out.
I think the Seahawks have finally pulled it through. Week 1, I don't even know what they were doing. They were just goofing around the entire time. But Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, they're still dominant. They will show that too. DK Metcalf, he still has another 3-5 years in him. I can easily tell. Yeah. He's got it.
Definitely the best game in the late time is Cowboys-Ravens.
Yeah.
I have the Cowboys winning this game.
Cowboys too, yeah.
Ravens just don't look good right now. Cowboys are coming off a bad beat to
Ravens,
the Saints.
they could, yeah. That's why I also think they want domination. Where's this at? Ravens?
I think this is at Cowboys.
Yeah, if it's at Cowboys,
I don't think the Ravens go in and win at Cowboys. Cowboys have one of the best home records in the NFL.
Ravens are just...
Next, we got Lions and Cardinals. Again, another bad beat for the Lions. I think they come back and win this game against the Cardinals. Cardinals looked amazing against the Rams.
I really wanted to say Cardinals on this, but I did go with the Lions. I think it's a safe pick.
Yeah.
It's
going to be a great game.
Lions are the few of the best roster teams that have not got a single person injured. They obviously have some minors, but yeah.
And then last game in the late window is 49ers and Rams. On paper, this looks like a great game, but the Rams are so banged up, I think they might lose by 20-plus points. I have the 49ers winning this game. I don't think it's going to be close, but the Rams, they could squeak by a tight game.
I talked about it too, that Matthew Stafford has a chance of getting injured.
Yeah.
That would be funny if I predict that, but 49ers, they will come back mad, losing to the Vikings, so I think they easily win that.
And Sunday Night Football, a game that we will actually be at, is the Falcons versus Chiefs game.
So excited. I hope the Falcons win by 50. I'll go and say I have the Chiefs, but it's a safe bet. At Falcons, though, Falcons are getting a little good, a little too good. They're getting scary good, but yeah, I'll let you speak.
So, a completely biased pick. I do have the Falcons winning this game, and that is not surprising at all. I feel like we have great momentum going into this game against a really good team at home where the crowd is going to bring it. but Mahomes on prime time is a scary thing. So I do think that the Chiefs will put up a big fight, but I think the Falcons are going to get ahead quick. We're going to carry that momentum on from week 2.
I agree.
Kirk Cousins is going to have another good game, but I think Bijan is going to be the man of the night, like he has been every other time. He's put up like massive numbers in fantasy, and dude hasn't even scored a touchdown the entire season. So I think Falcons come out on this game just based off momentum purposes.
Yeah, and I mean, also they don't even have the Chiefs refs there, so you gotta think it's the Falcons refs. They're gonna be strict. Yeah, I could easily see the Falcons winning it. I gotta.
We got 2 games Monday night.
Yeah.
7:30 is Bills and Jags, and based off Jags' performance so far, I think the Bills are gonna run away with this one.
Yeah, Bills are unexpectedly good. I think I said them going 8-9 on our scoring predictions, but they proved me wrong. And you realize that you cannot bet on Josh Allen. You cannot bet against him ever. He's too dominant. He's too good. So.
The 8:15 game is Bengals and Commanders. Now this is going to be a great game because the Bengals have not won one yet, and they want to win. So I think this could possibly be a massive blowout. The Bengals coming through offensively and just stopping the Commanders.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I got the Commanders easily.
That's insane.
I know I said a hot text, but it is the truth. Jaden Daniels is looking so unbelievably
Yeah, I mean,
good.
if Rookie of the Year wasn't an award, I think he might be in the running for MVP, and that is I'm so serious when I say that.
Commanders are doing really good too right now. I mean, and I said out they're going 0-17. He said they're going 8-9. They can go 8-9 unless someone stops Jaden Daniels. They're too good. They're too dominant.
All right, well, that wraps up this episode. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Give us ideas for the next one if you want. But yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Sounds like a wrap.
yep.
Go Chargers.